Hello students, a very warm welcome to you. In the light of current affairs between a war-like condition or with the ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran, let's try to understand what the sociology has to speak here. In our today's video, I will be discussing to you about 6 different thinkers. How do they look at the concept of war? One of the first thinkers that I can recall is Max Weber. He was born during the mid of the 19th century, but when he was popular, the Germany was in a war-like condition that this was right before the onset or during the World War One. In fact, Weber is coming from a bureaucratic family. To get his degree, he had to join a war between the end of 19th century itself. He was punished by being a voluntary in a hospital at that time. So what exactly is Weber's view when it comes to? He was one of those sociologists who has brought the discipline of sociology and political science together, and he says war is a form of a legitimization. It's a form of a legitimization by force. By force. It means there are different kinds of legitimacy, such as there is a traditional legitimacy, a charismatic legitimacy, a legal rational legitimacy. And what does war establishes? It establishes a form of a control, and that too in a legitimate manner, but this is on the basis of force, or this can be considered to be as a form of a coercive, or it's a coercion. On the another view, we get to see Durkheim. He has lost his son and all of his students when France was under the World War One. Although Weber and Durkheim, they both are separated, but in fact they are like almost a contemporary sociologist. Durkheim doesn't criticizes the war. In fact, he says war is a phenomena which is going to bring the people together. It will bring some kind of unity and integrity within the society, and he represents this as a form of a solidarity, or it is responsible for bringing cohesion, establishments of association. And that is why in the Durkheim's view, the country will come together, and this unity will be seen in the form of nationalism. To be more precise, this is called as adverse nationalism. Karl Marx is telling that the concept of war, Karl Marx will tell the concept of war is largely considered to be as a form of an economic conflict. It is a form of a conflict, and the people who are in power, who are the power? These are nothing but called to be as the have-nots. The haves are into power, and how do they bring an enforcement? By bringing some kind of coercion, by bringing some conflict with the have-nots. So according to Marxist view, what is a war? War is nothing but to establishment of the dominant form of an ideology. So what is Marxist view on war? It is an economic conflict. It is a conflict between the haves and the have-not. It is going to establish the dominant form of an ideology. The next important thinkers that we are having is C.W. Mills. C.W. Mills, the concept of war, it is largely popularized by the politician Eisenhower, because Mills was trying to explain the war will actually be brought by those people who are the elite, and he writes a book called as The Power Elite. In his concept of power elite, he is telling that this is basically a nexus that is being created between the military, between the federal government and the MNCs or the capitalistic people. So he highlights 3 important institutions. If they come together, they establish the condition of warfare. Randall Collins, he has written a book called to be as the micro-sociological view of violence, and in which he was trying to explain the violence is actually going to bring an impact at a micro view. At a micro view means what is going to happen at the soldiers level, what is going to happen at a civilian level. So largely Randall Collins' view is associated with the stream of symbolic interactionism. Charles Tilly, who has highlighted it is because of the wars today's the states are created. All the states in the world, all the countries in the world are basically created by the warfare. India has fought a war with the Britishers. India had come. Britain has established itself by creating a war with the monarchs. France has killed the King Louis, the Bourbon dynasty, and that is how they brought the democracy. So wars will bring the states, and when the states will come into establishment, they will bring the war-like condition. So what is the sociological view of war that we are having? The sociological view is one perspective has been provided by Max Weber because he was present during the period of World War I within the case of Germany. So let me highlight what I would like to tell. This is a condition which has been associated in the case of Germany. Durkheim has brought, he is a French sociologist. He has lost his students and his son during the World War I in the France. Karl Marxist view is trying to always emphasize the dialectical mode of looking at the society. On the other, we get to see C.W. Mills. On the other, C.W. Mills is trying to be, has gained popularity by Eisenhower with the theory of power elite. Randall Collins has provided micro-sociological view. Charles Tilly has given one explanation. War has been responsible for formation of states. States is responsible for the formation of war. You can add these parts in your answer writing because you need to integrate your answer writing with current affairs. The more you connect with current affairs, the more you are going to get marks. That's it in our today's class. Have a nice day. Do subscribe to the channel. We are trying to discuss sociology in a multi-dimensional manner. All the best.